Welcome to Roadshow's AutoComplete, your weekly roundup of the biggest news in the automotive world. This week we have news on Toyota potentially charging an annual fee for Apple CarPlay, the newest and cheapest Porsche 911 you can buy, and stick around to the end to find out if your car is one of the most stolen in America. Lotus has opened the order books for the fastest and most powerful street-legal car from the brand to ever hit the US. The 2020 Evora GT is the latest variant of the British manufacturer's sports car that we first saw back in 2010. 10 years on, and the car now puts out 416 horsepower and 317 pounds-feet of torque from the retuned version of the familiar Toyota-sourced 3.5-litre V6. It even comes standard with a manual gearbox. If that sounds worth almost $97,000 of your money, then a trip to your local Lotus dealer is in order. Sticking with Lotus, the boys and girls in gold and green will be giving the stunning all-electric hypercar EVIJA its public debut at Monterey Car Week later this month. This 2,000 horsepower, 1,200 pound-feet of torque, sub 3 seconds 0 to 62, 200 mile plus an hour beast will be limited to just 130 cars. So for many of us, this will be the first and last time to see it in the metal. And we're definitely going to take the opportunity to pore over every single detail. Apple CarPlay is a great feature for iPhone users, allowing you to integrate your phone's apps right into your car's infotainment system. But at what cost? The Toyota Supra, which is more than a little bit built on top of a BMW Z4, uses the Beamer's infotainment system, and that comes with a time cap on the free use of CarPlay, making it the only Toyota to do so. BMW charges a subscription charge for CarPlay use after 1 year, but the Supra offers a more generous 4. What will happen after that though is unclear. Perhaps there'll be an annual subscription charge, perhaps not. When pushed on the issue, Toyota simply doesn't have an answer. What is certain though is that neither BMW or Toyota will be in the good books of the Apple user community over this. The 2020 Pikes Peak International Hill Climb won't include motorcycles. The announcement made by the advisory board of the Pikes Peak Hill Climb comes soon after the untimely death of four-time champion and Ducati rider Caroline Dunn at the 97th running of the race. The legendary hill climb has seen the death of 3 competitors since the course was paved over safety concerns back in 2012. All of them have involved motorcycles. Motorcycles don't run every year at the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, but some serious thought will have to go into whether or not they can run again in future. Audi has let us know how much the new S7 will cost, and I hope you're covering your wallet's ears. The S7 will start at $84,895, and that's a full $10,000 more than the new S6 will cost, which has the same engine, same power, and only a slightly different silhouette. You're getting a fair amount of power and luxury for that though, with a classy interior, sleek exterior styling, and a 444 horsepower, 2.9-litre twin turbocharged V6 with a mild hybrid system to boot. We first drove the new 992 generation Porsche 911 at the beginning of the year, but until now the base spec has eluded us. At launch, the slightly sportier S and 4S variants were the only cars available, but now the German manufacturer has finally unveiled the entry-level cars. The new Carrera and Carrera Cabriolet represent the newest but also the most affordable cars in the current 911 offering, starting at around $99,000 including destination charge for the coupe and $110,000 for the cab. In an attempt to win back consumers' trust after Dieselgate, Volkswagen had expanded its new car warranty to 6 years or 72,000 miles. This, however, is coming to an end. For model year car 2020 cars, VW will reduce the warranty to 4 years or 50,000 miles. To soften the blow, customers will be offered an extra 2 years free maintenance. So, although it's a bit of a disappointment to some, even at those lowered numbers, VW warranty is still ahead of competitors like Honda or Toyota, which have stuck with the more traditional 3-year or 36,000 mile warranty. People who buy the AMG variants of Mercedes are after a few things: lots of power, lots of fun, and lots of noise. But that last point, however, may be in jeopardy. Mercedes AMG product planner Bastian Bogenschutz has hinted that upcoming AMG models could be a fair bit quieter than in generations past. The timing couldn't be worse because these cars pack the M139 engine, otherwise known as the most powerful production 4-cylinder engine ever. This deserves some noise. The change is a consequence of new European legislation around the loudness of exhausts. It might be in future that all the crazy bangs and crackles may have to be delivered through the car stereo instead of through the exhaust, and if that doesn't make you sad, well, then you probably work for the European government. Kia has issued a recall for 11,423 examples of the 2019 Kia Optima sedan. The vehicles included in the recall carry build dates between May 21, 2018 and May 29, 2019, and there is no specific VIN sequence tied to the defect. Some of the vehicles are equipped with Kia's 1.6-litre turbo i4, while others use the 2-litre turbo i4. The issue comes from Kia's forward collision warning system, which includes automatic emergency braking. According to the automaker, a software error may cause the vehicle to ignore a stationary vehicle instead of warning the driver and, if necessary, engaging the car's brakes. It's not every day that we get to see a brand new Pagani, but at Monterey this week we'll get to do exactly that in the Huayra Roadster BC. This Italian masterpiece and its 6-litre twin-turbo V12 putting out 791 horsepower, 774 pounds-feet of torque will set you back a staggering $3.4 million. If you don't have that kind of cash just lying around the place, you can still get a sample of the thrill of driving it in the mobile game CSR Racing 2. I'm sure the experiences will be very similar. If you're the kind of parent who has, on occasion, inadvertently left their infant child asleep on the back seat of a car, forgetting they were there, you'll be glad to hear that Hyundai is adding rear occupant alert as a standard feature by 2022. The system works by detecting if a rear door was opened prior to the drive starting and then sends an alert to the driver when the car stops to check the rear seats, preventing them from forgetting their child, dog, or rapidly melting ice cream from the store. And finally, the Dodge Hemi-Charger and Challenger SRT Hellcat have topped a new list of most stolen cars. The Highway Loss Data Institute on Thursday published its list of vehicles that are most likely to be stolen. Apparently, your Charger is 5 times more likely to get stolen than average. Other cars that made the top 5 were the Infiniti Q50 sedan, the QX80 SUV, and the GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab. On the other end of the spectrum were the BMW 3 Series sedan, which was 25 times less likely to get pinched, with both Tesla Model S and X not far behind. Having your car stolen sucks, people. Be careful out there. Well, that's it for AutoComplete this week. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay notified of all new videos on Roadshow, and we'll see you again next week.